As expected, the Fed held their target rate steady at 5.5%. This was the third consecutive month where they haven't made a change either up or down. In addition to that, they indicated that they have no intentions of changing the pace of the securities that are rolling off their balance sheet every month. So from that perspective, you can say nothing really happened at this Fed meeting. However, I would argue this was a very impactful meeting for three reasons. The first one was the dot plot. The dot plot is really an estimate of where the committee thinks rates will be in the future, 1, 2, 3 years or longer. In this particular instance, the dot plot indicated the Fed is expecting 3 rate cuts in the year 2024. And that is much more aggressive than they have said in the past. Now, to his credit, Powell came out in his press conference and he said, the dot plot, it's not really a plan. It's just an estimate of where we think things are today, and things are subject to change. This is just how we see things if things evolve as is. So don't take that as gospel at the moment. Things can change. However, this was much more aggressive than we've seen in the past as far as rate cuts. Well, the second thing was Powell in his press conference admitted that they are actually thinking about rate cuts. This is in stark contrast to the last meeting where he said we're not even contemplating rate cuts at this moment. He cautioned everyone. He said, yes, while inflation has easing and the economy is cooling, there's still a number of variables out there that we're uncertain about. So he tried to cover his bases and leave himself out so that we could still hike or rates weren't imminent. One of the instances he said is wage growth is still running much higher than is consistent with 2% inflation. So he is trying to cover all his bases, but the fact that they're discussing rate hikes, and they will discuss rate hikes at future meetings, was just a very dovish signal to the market. The third and final thing from the dovish side was, Powell indicated that they will not wait for inflation to hit 2% before they cut. They'll likely cut before we get there, and they'll assess the factors that are driving us there all the way down. He indicated that waiting too long in itself is a risk, and admitted that they were behind the curve the last time before they started hiking rates. So given those three factors, right, the indication on the dots, the fact that they're talking about rate cuts, and the admission that they won't wait until inflation hits 2%, I would argue this was a very impactful meeting, despite the fact that nothing actually changed. Well, the implications for advisors is they should really start looking at that cash balance that they're sitting on. Your cash rate can drop overnight. Okay, right now cash has been very attractive. It's been a novel item for the past 2 years because you are getting a decent yield. However, the banks will be really quick to take that money away or take that rate away when they see fit. Your bond portfolio, however, there's still tremendous amount of capital appreciation left if rates go down. So it has the ability to potentially give you capital appreciation and serve as an equity hedge. Because if rates go significantly down, that means there's a lot of volatility in the market. That means we're having probably a significant downturn on the equity side. And this will give you an equity hedge that it has not been able to give you over the past couple of years because rates were much lower. There's still plenty of cushion left in rates, but now's really the time to start thinking about legging into your bond trades because the valuations still remain somewhat attractive.